everybody, it's time for another J9’s Patio Chat check-in. We lost our son, at least here in Halifax, or at least downtown. I know it can change depending on where you are. I spent a lot of time outside today. Unfortunately, I didn't get out, I didn't leave my patio. Well, and that's fine. I wasn't planning on going anywhere, but I was planning on perhaps running up and down the hill, which I didn't do. I didn't sleep well last night. I got to bed really late, which was my own fault. But I had a conversation with a good friend of mine, JR, and he actually lives in Enfield. And so, of course, last week's events touched him personally. He knew some of the folks that we lost. So we had a conversation. And anyway, I was also, before that, I had a video chat with Nathan and Sheila. And I ate some pasta very late at night, which I know also wasn't a good idea. Anyway, it happened. Today I'm doing much better eating-wise, and I think I will barbecue some ground chicken. I'm going to make ground chicken burgers and then some veggies. And I'm also going to make a chickpea curry with carrots and kale, and I'm going to have that a couple of times throughout the week. What I really need to be better at is getting my meal prep for supper, particularly being in the emergency center, because we're often there until 8 o'clock. And what I end up doing is often eating when I get home. And it's one thing that it's so late, but the other thing is that I don't often have anything planned. So trying to get better at that. I don't have any birthdays today. I didn't find any. So if it is your birthday today, happy birthday. I didn't see any on my Facebook or any of my friends and family that I know of having a birthday today. But I certainly do wish you happy birthday if you are having one. Yeah, so it's kind of thinking again today. I had some moments of sadness thinking about last week and, you know, just a week ago today when we were dealing with a mass shooting here. And of course, I know we won't forget about it anytime soon, but it is hard to believe in many ways that that was just a week ago. So yeah, I watched Afterlife today on Netflix. I flew through it. It's a really sweet show, and it's actually it can be funny, but it's also very touching and very. I found it actually very emotional to watch, so I got a little bit sad. But at the same time, I also had many happy moments today. I was talking to Sam this morning. That's how I started my morning, with a video chat with Sam, which is great. Sam is fantastic, and she's a student working with us, and we're hoping that we'll be able to keep her with us or bring her back, because she's been doing some amazing work for us, and with us, I should say. And Sam and I were actually talking about, you know, some of the announcements the Prime Minister made for students in terms of, I'm just watching my iPad because it's getting windy and I just want to make sure it doesn't tip over. That's what this is about. Anyway, I think we're going to be okay. What was I going to say? Yeah, so Sam was sort of telling me, I knew that there had been an announcement last week, but she was telling me about some of the restrictions and a lot of students that weren't able to access this funding that the Prime Minister spoke about, including Sam herself. So anyway, I'm hoping that similar to other announcements that happened that got modified, maybe this one will as well. So we can be watching for that. I actually saw something in my memories today. I just called it up on my phone. So I could read it out here. There we go. It was one of those post memes, and it's 12 things to remember. And I just thought it was interesting to share in the context we're in now. The past cannot be changed. Opinions don't define your reality. Everyone's journey is different. Things always get better with time. Judgments are a confession of character. Overthinking will lead to sadness. Happiness is found within. Positive thoughts create positive things. Smiles are contagious. Yes. Kindness is free. You only fail if you quit. And what goes around comes around. I really like that list. And actually, that last one, what goes around comes around, gives me an opportunity to not so maybe a shameless self-promotion of a book that I'm published in about Cape Breton culture, which is called What Goes Around Comes Around. No, the book is not called that. That's my article. The article I wrote is called What Goes Around Comes Around. Bingo as a subculture in Cape Breton. The book is called The Center of the World at the Edge of a Continent, Cultural Studies of Cape Breton Island. And in fact, the reason I got published in that book is because, I'm starting to think I may have spoken, yeah, I think I did speak about this on this patio chat. I certainly, oh, no, I spoke about it on my alumni call with Scott and Rochelle. My iPad's shaking again. Anyway, the book came about because Carol Corbin and Judy Rolls, two wonderful professors, Carol's not there anymore and Judy's retiring. I was in their cultural studies course. Or was it Judy or Carol? I was in one of their, I think it was Carol. Anyway, they decided to change, ask us if we would be willing to change some of the papers we had written for the course into articles for the book. And I know my friend Kevin O'Shea is in the book. God, I should be remembering the other people. I'm remembering Kevin. Michael McDonald was in the book. The other thing was Silver Donald Cameron was in the book, and we were so excited because when we got published, we each got 10 free copies of the book. And Silver Donald Cameron, and if you don't know who he is, he's an author in Cape Breton, and it's a big deal to be in a book with him, I think. So he wrote this lovely note to the other authors, just saying how honored he was to be in the book with us, which I thought was lovely because, of course, we were, many of us were but we were students, and our articles had come from papers that we had written for class. But mine was about bingo as a subculture in Cape Breton, so it was really interesting, and honestly, I'm very proud of that publication, and I'm really happy to be published in a book about Cape Breton. And that was, published in Cape Breton as well. So you can go look for that book. I'm sure you're going to be running out, or not running out, you won't go anywhere, but you can online order the book if you like. So that last one, what goes around comes around, reminded me about the book, to get back, to close the loop on that, as thinking of my friend Bert right now calling me circle talker. Anyway, I usually get to the point eventually. So what else is happening? Today in Nova Scotia, we only had 8 new cases, so that was good. It's good to see, that. Unfortunately, we had 2 deaths in Northwood. I really want to send a big shout out to to Kaylin and Derek, my cousin Derek and his fiance Kaylin. Kaylin works at Northwood, and I know it's a really difficult time to be at that. It's difficult to be working in healthcare in general, but that long-term care facility has had a lot of deaths in Nova Scotia. So sending out lots of love to you, Kaylin, and my cousin Derek does blood work. So he, they're both involved, and I'm just thinking about them both. So sending lots of love to both of you. I don't think they've been watching my patio chats, but I'm going to give them a shout out and send them a message, and maybe they'll check it out. Trying to think. I think that might be everything for today. I think it will be really interesting to follow along and see what's going to happen in New Brunswick with some of the restrictions lifted there. I really like the approach they're taking. I think it's interesting, this one bubble, or like just connecting with one family. And I've already been sort of talking about when and I know we're not at that, but when we are, likely for me, it would be Paul and Anita, because they live very close to me. And we were talking about how, even as a start, again, when we would have permission to do this, we could even have, a barbecue on their patio, and we could easily be spacing ourselves and distancing and still doing all of that piece. So anyway, we were talking about that yesterday when they visited, because, it is nice to think ahead and to look forward to things, and hopefully we will be able to get there at some point. So great job, everybody, staying home. It's good to see it reflected in the numbers. So, things can change quickly, but let's just, we can be happy about that today. Trying to think what else. I think that's it. My crow is there, so Deanna, I hope you can hear your lovely crow. Just looking up. That is a crow, right? There was also a pigeon up there earlier. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that little crow intro, or not intro, but, oh, sorry, I just licked my lips there. So I talked to Sam, I talked about that. I talked to my friend Anne as well, and she was remarking on how long my hair is getting, and I agree, it is getting long. And special shout out again to Nathan, because he's such a great hairdresser. I feel like my hair still looks fairly good, having not, I don't know when the last time I got it done, but kudos, Nathan, you rock. Superstar hairdresser, Iron Salon, downtown, in Granville Square, down by the Split Crow, for those locals, they'll know where that is. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna leave it at that. It's kind of sad that I didn't run up and down my hill today, but I feel a little chill, and I think it's because I didn't sleep well, and I was up really late, so I think I almost have that, like you feel like you have a chill. I don't think I actually do, like I don't feel unwell. I think it's just a tiredness. So I need to get more water into my system as well because I'm dehydrated. So those are my goals. I'll try to get some water into me and have a nice healthy supper, make a few things for the week, and back at the emergency center tomorrow for another week, for the second week of my rotations. So I will talk to you tomorrow. Take good care of each other, take good care of yourself, and I'll check in tomorrow. Bye.